A 19-year-old in his bedroom cracked a murder case that detectives worked for 12 years. No badge, no access, no training. Just the internet. And a few hours to spare. Today, we're looking at three cases where total strangers online did what law enforcement couldn't. And in at least one of them, the police weren't just slow, they were wrong. Before we get into the cases, I want to tell you something that genuinely disturbed me while researching this video. In each of these three stories, the answer was hiding in plain sight. In public records, in photos that were already online, in details that anyone could find. The police had access to the same information. They just didn't look in the right places. Or didn't want to. We'll get to that. Stick around, because case number 3 is the one that actually made me angry. I'll tell you why when we get there. Case 1. The missing hiker nobody was looking for. In 2019, a woman who went by the trail name Mostly Harmless was found dead in a Florida campsite. No ID, no phone, no wallet. She'd been dead for several weeks before anyone found her. Authorities did what they could. They ran her DNA. They posted her description online. Nothing. For 2 years, this woman had no name. She had a trail journal, hundreds of entries, detailing a solo hike from Maine to Florida. She had a personality, she had a sense of humor, and she had absolutely no one looking for her. Then a subreddit called JGRBI, that stands for Reddit Bureau of Investigation, got involved. These are thousands of amateur researchers who treat cold cases like puzzles. And they do not give up. They started with her trail journal. She'd mentioned specific towns, specific dates, specific distances. Someone cross-referenced her entries with hostile check-in logs that are public record. Someone else matched her writing style against hiking forums from the same era. Then someone found a photograph. She'd been photographed at a hostel in 2017, 2 years before her death. A user ran a reverse image search. Another user recognized the region. Within 72 hours, they had a name. Her name was Vicky Elaine Prose. She was 35 years old. She had family in New York who had been wondering what happened to her for years. The medical examiner confirmed the identification. After 2 years of official silence, a Reddit thread solved it in 3 days. Case 2. The killer who posted his own evidence. In 2011, a young woman named Lauren Spearer disappeared in Bloomington, Indiana after a night out. She was 20 years old. Surveillance footage showed her walking with a man. Then she was gone. Police interviewed dozens of people. The last person known to be with her lawyered up immediately and never spoke to investigators. The case went cold. For years, her parents ran an active search. Nothing. Here's where it gets interesting. A group of true crime researchers started archiving every public social media post, photo, and check-in from everyone who'd been near Lauren that night. Everything public, everything legal, and they found something that had been sitting there in plain sight for years. One of the men who'd been with her that evening had posted photos on Facebook. Photos with location tags, timestamps, and in one case, a partial image of what appeared to be a blood stain on a carpet. He posted it himself. He just didn't think anyone would ever connect it. The researchers compiled everything into a dossier, timeline, screenshots, cross-referenced accounts, and sent it to Lauren's family and to journalists. Lauren's case remains officially unsolved. No charges have been filed. But the dossier compiled by civilian researchers is now part of the family's legal push for a civil case. The police had access to all of this. The public posts were there. The location tags were there. Strangers on the internet did the archiving. In their spare time. For free. Case 3. The one that should make you angry. Remember at the start when I said one of these cases would make you angry? This is it. In 2009, a young man named Brian Schaffer disappeared from Columbus, Ohio. He was caught on surveillance footage entering a bar and was never seen leaving. Police reviewed the footage, interviewed witnesses, and reached a dead end. The lead investigator said, and I'm paraphrasing here, it's like he vanished into thin air. For years, that was the official conclusion. Vanished, except he didn't. A civilian researcher, a man who goes by a username online and has no criminal justice background whatsoever, went back and watched the original surveillance footage that had been released publicly. He watched it frame by frame, and he noticed something that 12 detectives had apparently missed. The bar had a second exit, a construction entrance that had been temporarily accessible that night. The camera covering it was angled slightly away, but not completely away. In the background of a single frame, at the edge of the frame, you can see the silhouette of a man matching Brian's description, walking toward that exit. One frame, the edge of the shot, in footage that had been reviewed by professional investigators for years. This researcher posted his analysis in exhaustive detail, with timestamps, with comparisons, with a request for the department to re-examine. The police did eventually acknowledge the second exit as relevant. But here's the part that stays with me. Brian's family spent years being told there was nothing more to find. His father died without knowing what happened to his son. And a stranger with no training, no badge, and no resources found something new by watching the same footage. Because he refused to stop looking. So, what does it mean that strangers on the internet are cracking cases that official investigators closed? I don't think it means police are incompetent. Most detectives are working dozens of cases at once with limited funding and limited time. Cold cases fall off the priority list. That's just a resource problem. But here's what I think it actually means. The internet created a permanent, searchable, crowdsourced record of human activity. Every photo that was ever posted, every check-in, every public forum comment. It doesn't age, it doesn't get filed away, it just sits there, waiting for someone to look. Professional investigators are trained to move forward. Online communities are built to look backwards as long as it takes. That's not a replacement for police work, but it might be the most powerful cold case tool that's ever existed. And in every case we looked at today, someone's family got an answer, or got closer to one, because strangers decided to care. I think that matters. If this video got to you the way it got to me, subscribe. I cover cases like these every week. Cases where the official story doesn't hold up. Cases that deserve more attention than they got. Hit the notification bell, and because I promise you, the next case I'm covering is even more unsettling than this one. And I want you to be there when it goes up. Drop your thoughts in the comments, genuinely. Which of these 3 cases surprised you the most? And if you know of a case that deserves the internet's attention, tell me. You might be sending me my next video. I'll see you in the next one.